Alright, well, I don't even know if this is going to be going or not. I don't even know if, like, what's going to happen. So, if this is working and the volume's actually working, then I just want to talk and get some shit off my, just to get off my mind. Because I have been doing a lot of serious thinking lately about this channel. And before I get any further, no, I'm not deleting my channel. So, that's one thing. I just kind of wanted to talk and just get some stuff off of my mind about about this community and what I plan to do in the future, because from what I've learned and what I've seen and what I want to do. So you can play this in the background, you're not going to hurt my feelings. And yeah, so just sit back, just relax, and I'll just do most of the talking. So I've been doing this for about a year, and where I'm at now is not bad. I mean, 22 at least subscribers. That's 21 more than I thought I was ever going to get. So let me just put that out there. Second off, I can kind of understand why the gaming content might be a little questionable, because who would watch it? Because, let's be honest here, it's not really the best thing to do, and it's not really the, what's the word? It's not really the most popular thing to do. So the fact that I'm doing that and I enjoy it, it's one thing, but the fact that other people can watch it and enjoy it with me is another thing. It's kind of like one of those things that only a certain group of people would understand and only a certain group of people would appreciate. And the fact that a lot of the games I've played and I want to share, I've played already, so it's going to be kind of a little difficult. And for me personally, it's like I want to show you guys something new, and I want to experience the shock with you guys. I know it can go the other way around as well, as in people would view it and know what's going to happen, and then I'd play it and I wouldn't understand what the hell's going on. So there's that. Another thing too is that YouTube itself is a popularity contest, if you really think about it. I've seen a lot of stuff happening, and I've experienced firsthand by also seeing other people too what would happen. So let me explain. And what I'm about to say, I'm not salty about at all for this first part, but the second part I am kind of a little upset about. But again, I'll explain and everything will make sense later. But so when my friend Ray started his channel, he was asking me about it and what it's all about and all that crap, which is fine. You know, if he's watching this, I'm not bashing at all, dude. I just want to talk about this, and you're just a prime example of what can happen. So, oh God, what was it like? It's been a while since he actually first started. When he started, and he made his first vlog, you know, first of all, I wanted to say before I continue, if you plan to start your own channel, kudos to you. It's actually one of the hardest things to do. You know, it's just to get over that mindset, to get over that block, you know, of what's going to happen. Because again, YouTube's basically a popularity contest. But when he first started his vlogging, he got at least 100 views easily the first day, which is incredible. And he got like, what was it, in the first week or something like that, he had more subscribers than me at the time. And I had like 18. He had like 22, you know, in the first week, which is incredible. Because I never thought, you know, anyone would be that quick to just get subscribers and get supporters. But that's also because he has a lot of, you know, people following him on social media, you know, on Snapchat and all that stuff, and which is good, you know, good for him. He can get, you know, his channel out there, you know, easily, you know, get supporters easily. But at the same time, you know, it can also be a little unfair. You know, with Ray's case, that's one thing. It's like, it happened, and you hit that, expected, it stops. Because then at that point, people's going to start sharing, and then that's when you get more views. That's kind of what happened with me. How I managed to get to 75 views on my first channel, or first video, is insane. I never thought I'd ever get that, and I haven't gotten that since, even on like my live streams. But with the fact that sometimes it can get unfair. Like, I've seen this one girl I used to like follow on Instagram, and when she started, she promised something to guys, which is obviously, if you'd guess, you'd promise, some nudes, tasteful nudes, whatever. I don't know. I never really bothered to fall into that. So it was like 3 days of doing that because he's like, oh, I started my channel, and then like 2 days later, I decided to look into it. She had like at least 3,300 subscribers, and granted, it's kind of like my case, whereas I have 22 plus subscribers and I only have like 2 or 3 people watching. That's one thing, but with her case, she promised something, probably gave it to them, I don't know, but in return, she ended up getting at least 3,300 subscribers. That's ludicrous. That's insane. And personally, I think that's unfair, because you need to do the work to get what you need. You shouldn't promise something, or at least let yourself out there and giving up whatever just for views. And that's stupid, in my opinion. Okay, so going back to what I've been thinking about. So I've really been doing some serious thinking, because YouTube for me is a hobby. There's no way in hell I'm ever going to make money off of this, because people that I know, like the whole reason why I started YouTube was inspired by like the gamers. They've been doing this for 6 years at least. There's no way I'm going to be doing this for 6 years. I'm just doing this for fun. And if I get at least, 1,000 subs, if I can get 1,000 subs, that I wouldn't believe it, but I'd be happy, because that's admirable to me. But doing this, doing my schoolwork, doing, work, it's tiring, and I tend to forget. I'm a very forgetful person. And you guys know, I've promised the Earth, Moon, and Stars, just to make sure I get my videos out on time, and I never do. I always forget a day, or something tends to happen, or I get busy, or I forget. I'm 20 years old, and I have shit to do around here. It happens. So there's that aspect. And like I said, I'm not quitting YouTube. I'm doing this for fun. There's going to come to a time where I'm going to have to stop. But as of right now, that's not that time. But I've been thinking about my content. And I held a poll on Instagram just to see what you guys would think. And a lot of you guys said I should change my content. And on top of that, it's towards animation, which is something I want to do. So the fact that I want to do that as well, that's one thing. However, if I did that, my videos are going to take longer to get out. So you wouldn't expect a video for like at least once or twice a month, because A, I'm not that good, and B, it's like I've never done it before. So if anything of that change was going to happen, you'd be looking at more September, October, maybe next year, when I have more experience underneath my belt. Because there's no way that I'm just going to dive into animation and just wing it. I easily could, but I can't. So with me, when I first started, all I did was record my content, took the raw material, and just slapped it up on YouTube. And that, at the time, worked because of the views. Because it was more onto the view aspect of it. It was all about the view minutes, the watch minutes, all that stuff. And since I had about an hour's worth of raw content. There's a lot of stuff I could have cut out. I didn't, because I didn't know how to edit at that point. I couldn't. I just slapped it up, and that just kind of worked in my favor. That's why I got the 75 views. Now that I'm cutting down my stuff, and not, it's still long. I mean, all I'm doing is just cutting out when I start recording, and anytime there's like a long break where I start texting people, or like if someone happens to come into my room, that's when I cut it. That's it. So with that fact, on top of what I want to do, plus animation is very, very tedious. I've seen some people's work, and the fact that you have to go frame by frame by frame. Obviously, this person's more advanced with their animation because they've been doing this for a few years. But when they first started, it was more of like what I wanted to do. But when I first even remotely tried to do any form of animation, the audio was shit. And I realized I needed the background because all it caught was like a little tinky square, like that much on the screen. And it's like, what the hell happened? It turns out I needed a background. But hey, how did I know? I didn't know. So that's that. That's one part. If I was going to do animation, it would have to be towards 2019. Whereas I have more stuff underneath my belt, and I want to practice, and I want to show you guys how I'm doing. Because, like I said, when I first started, I didn't expect any of this. I didn't expect to be where I am now. I didn't expect to do this as long as I have. It's nice. It's fun. I do this for a hobby, and it's crazy. And personally, in my life, I've actually hit like a little blockade. Like, I want to do more. I want to do better. I kind of got into this mindset of, oh, what I'm doing now isn't good enough. I need to reach higher. But sometimes, even when I try to reach higher, I set my standards even higher. Like, I don't mean to toot my own horn, but when I came home, like on Saturday or something like that, I found out I got on like the highest honor of my college for like grades wise for like my GPA, which is great, and I'm proud of that. But when I first came home and I saw that, I'm like, that's it? Because I thought there was more. Turned out there isn't, because what I have now, as of now, is the highest I can go. And that kind of brought me down a little bit. I don't know why. But where I am now is good. Sometimes I just need to try to reach higher. And doing so is the challenge. And ultimately, you can hear a bunch of inspirational speakers saying, oh yeah, you can do this, you can do that, you can do that. It's fine. Whatever. What it really comes down to at the end of the day is what my parents say to me. And it's, you just put your nose to the grindstone, take everything that you have, just balls to the wall, nose to the grindstone. I already said that already, but, sometimes you just got to do it. In order to get where you need to go, you need to get through all that shit just to get to your goal. And that's true. Nothing in life is easy. And the fact that I'm managing to juggle, YouTube, my, work at wherever I'm going, changing tires, which is not fun, and I managed to get onto the highest honor academically at college, something is going right. But the fact that I'm also not consistent with my schedule, because that's one of your keys for YouTube, is you need to have a consistent schedule. Because of that, that's not successful on YouTube. That's why I only have 22 subscribers, and that's why I keep losing people, because I tend to forget. I'm very forgetful, So, where am I going from here? I do plan on staying as long as I can. But once that point of where I need to choose happens, I'm gonna have to give this up to pursue what I want to do for the rest of my life. But that's not until like at least a few years. Will I have my 1,000 subscribers then? I don't know. But it's going to be a big change, what's going to happen here. And it's kind of started already with the how-tos, which actually got a lot better reaction than I thought. So that's going to kind of start already. I'm going to do more how-to draws, so that's one thing. But the only thing is that I kept I mean, really, all I had to do was just click Control-Z just to erase everything instead of like something else, and that's why everything just kept happening. So probably by the end of the year, starting next year, 2019, I'm gonna start doing more animation stuff. I'm gonna probably try to start making an animation. I don't know. Anything's possible, really. I might do more live streams of more games. And I just wanted to do this live stream just to clear my conscience and just plan out everything. Because like I said, it's one thing to have something and reach for a goal, but it's not that healthy. Because another thing that I learned on YouTube is it's almost like a parasite in a way that it can drain you. It's literally draining. I don't know how people just record and just post and then live streams and then charity work. I cannot wrap my head around how people can do this full time. Because money. Obviously, the more people supporting you, more subscribers, the more money you get, all that fun jazz. But the fact that money is involved in this is very difficult. And this is also another reason why I'm trying to switch over to that, because it's kind of free. And I honestly don't have a lot of games. Because as I said earlier, all the games I want to play either I can't do because I don't have the system, or I can't do because it costs too much, or I've already played it, and I want to do something with you guys and react how you guys would react, but sometimes that just doesn't happen. But I can also understand why seeing a lot of people kind of down in the dumps, almost having like depression as well, with doing YouTube. And I'm not saying like I have depression. I mean, I don't think I do. I'm pretty sure I don't. But I can see how that's linked, because it's just with YouTube you have to focus on like, oh, what's my watch time? Oh, who's liking this, who's not liking this, who's following me, how many people following me, how many views am I getting? All this stuff. And eventually if you like a bigger channel, how much money am I making? Am I even making enough to like bring stuff in? Is what I'm doing okay for YouTube to support? Am I all this stuff just swarming around you? It's difficult. I can understand why people get depressed. People just lose their ambition or just lose their drive to do stuff. I have so many, like, I want to do a lot of stuff, but the problem is who the help would be. And that's why I also try to involve you guys, because I want you guys to be involved as well. I want you guys to participate, because 20-somewhat subscribers ain't that big. It's like a small class if you think about it, in high school or college or wherever. You eventually know everybody there. But that's why I want to do all this, like, deception art that's going on right now. I want to see what you guys can do. I know a lot of you guys that watch my stuff are art majors, or at least have some art experience. But I want to see what you guys are truly capable of. And when I first started, my art classes, and I saw what people are capable of and how much better they were than I was, I was just awestruck. What they did was fantastic. And I'm not going to bullshit anything. I'm not the best artist in the world. Literally, when I was a kid, I just wanted to build Legos. I never drew anything. And the fact that I just started randomly doodling at college one day, And I just had that epiphany of, oh, I can do animation, and I'm where I am now is insane. It's like, how? I don't know how that's even possible. But here I am, you know, a year later after making that decision. It's nice. I'm having fun. With engineering, yeah, cool, you build stuff. But the fact that I had to learn how to make the material in order to make what I want to make that kind of intimidated me. And I was like, that's not what I thought that was going to be like. And I'm going to end up telling the story, and I never wanted to tell the story, but I'm going to tell the story of why I'm here and not back in New York. And it's really personal, and the fact that I'm sharing it's kind of crazy. So obviously I started out with engineering. It was nice, it was fun until I started learning about, cast molding. You need to pour the metal in. What kind of metal do you need? All this stuff. And I was like, that's not what I want to do. Where's the CAD program? Where's all this stuff? And that's where I kind of going back to is you need to get to the shit to get to the gold. I know that now. So, I went through it that first semester, kind of went through the motions. I didn't really have that many people to hang out with. So, all I had was Cole, my roommate at the time, but he was out with his group of friends. And I had a few other people, but they kind of fell off. And then I had one good person, like one good friend. And yeah, I had other friends, but we didn't talk as much. This other person just kind of came over, whatever. And then winter hit, and everything just started going downhill. I was in a bad place. And, I didn't go anywhere. I didn't do anything. The only reason why I sometimes got out of my room was just to go to a hockey game. But that's really it. I didn't even go with anybody because I didn't have that group of friends. And that's kind of what killed me. And then I guess I got like some form of a seasonal depression, which is entirely possible, and I guess it's very common. But I don't know. I just didn't have the drive. I didn't have the motivation. And then I met Grace. She kind of forced me out of my room to do stuff. And kind of got a little better. It actually did get a lot better. But my grades still suffered from that last semester, and I needed to change. So with RIT, the programming was, if you don't get like a C or a C plus average, B minus, it was a B minus. If you don't get like a B minus average, then you like put on academic probation. I got like a C plus, which is like, it's not bad, it's passable, but engineering there is so rigorous, you need to stay above the normal means. So I got put on academic probation, and that basically sealed my coffin. Because I was trying to change my major into animation, and I couldn't, because I needed approval from my engineering area, what's the name? What's the word? My counselor. So I needed permission from my counselor, but since I wasn't in engineering, I was in this one other area, and that one other area was like, oh no, you need to do things on your own, you need to talk to them. I was shit out of luck, basically. And even though I went to go try to change my major, they literally told me I was a day late to change my major. And that sucked. I did better, but I was still been in that area, that limbo area, and instead of just doing general studies or like liberal arts or whatever, I just said fuck it and just came home. That's kind of why I'm here still. And to be honest, as much as I didn't want to do a community college, I'm kind of happy that I'm here, because it's a small college. And I've made a lot more friends than I made back at RIT. In RIT, I made like, what, at least 3 friends. One good one, and I barely even talk to, which kind of sucks, but versus now where I have, what, 6, 7 people friends with, at least. You know, it's nice. I can talk to them. I can count on them. And they know my past. Now, 20 other people know my past, but whatever. You know, I've made mistakes. And I own up to it. And that's why I'm coming to terms that RIT kind of haunted me. And it's still haunting me. Because I'm basically coming from the top. What is it? Hang on. What's the ranking for RIT? Because it's like, I'm going to look up top 20 school colleges. Because I know that it's been changing. 2018 Best National Universities. I don't think that's what I want. Or maybe it is. Hang on. Is it what I want? I don't know. I don't think that's it. Huh. Engineering colleges. I always look up the animation colleges. Because that's where I've been kind of focusing on a lot lately. No. That did not just jump back up. When was this made? Doesn't say. Eight, 7. Yeah, it's like 7th for animation, and that's ridiculous. And I thought it jumped up recently, but it's in the top 10. That was probably of whatever. University of California. Well, according to this now, it says it's like freaking number 2. So, I don't know. But yeah, it's like from the top freaking top 10. Call it top 10. Call it a spade. But like, I'm coming from one of the top 10 colleges in the US, apparently, to a community college. Whereas, again, I'm not trying to toot my own horn. It's like, you can kind of understand why I'm holding higher standards than what I can actually reach. Because I'm coming, like I said, top 10 university where they have the most rigorous training in the freaking Northeast, to like a community college where the math I had to take was like applied math, whereas the hardest thing to do is trigonometry, sine, cosine, tangent, finding the angles, all that stuff. That was easy. I'm not kidding when I say this, I literally doodled in that class. I didn't take any notes. And I passed with an A. Versus coming from RIT with pre-calculus, calculus, all that stuff, which I took in senior year, wasn't really that motivated. I wasn't really that interested in it. Anyways, I've been talking for a while. I just realized I've been talking for about a half hour. But, so, I mean, I don't really care if this gets like a lot more views. I don't care if this gets more than 1 view, because I can see right now I only have 1 view. I just wanted to clear my mind, and if you've been here and just listening to the background, then that really means a lot. Just that you hear just a random person what they have to say. And change is coming. Not right now because it's May, but it is going to happen. And I do want to plan a lot more stuff too. Like, I do want to do that charity live stream. I want to do more live stuff with friends here that I find enjoyable. I don't know about them. I want to do more vlogs. I want to do more, like, I have so much I want to do. I have a lot of ambition to do this. And for a hobby, that's kind of something cool. So, I just don't know. It's very difficult to say, but, and I know a lot of you guys are my friends that watch this, that support me, and I really do appreciate that. And I need your help, essentially, to make this better, to make this channel better, because I'm not shitting when I say this is a small family, and, you know, we support each other. I need you guys to support me. I need your help. And with whatever happens, you know, I just need that extra support to get over this little hump that I've built for myself, and just to change some of this stuff on this channel. Like, I want to do more live action stuff, like I said. I can't do that by myself. I mean, it's one thing for me and Joe, but with some of the stuff that I've been planning and thinking about doing, I need more people. So for those that physically know me and are willing to help me out, I would really, really appreciate that. It would really mean a lot to me. And I just can't express it. It's like doing an event by yourself. You know, it's hard. It's very, really hard. And the fact that I'm essentially doing this by myself, whereas some of the bigger names, they have editors, they have like a lot of different stuff that I don't have. And the fact that I'm 20, doing this by myself, tackling on this monumental task, or multiple tasks, it's not easy. And I'll tell you guys, if you ever think about doing like any form of YouTube, any form of entertainment, it's hard. It's getting over that hump, that initial first post. And I've said it before in my 1-year anniversary, recap. I sat there for at least a half hour. The video took like at least 10 minutes to do its thing on here. I didn't push that publish button for at least a good solid half hour because I didn't know what people would think. And it's incredible where we've been over the year. So expect change. Expect some pretty damn good stuff coming. And I'm not even going to put a schedule out because I know for a fact it's not going to happen. So that's really all I got to say. If you're just joining now, you kind of missed like a lot of stuff. You can always recap it later because I have it so you can see other stuff, from past streams. So Deception Art thing, as I mentioned earlier, probably, I don't even remember. It's got about a week left, and I haven't really seen a lot. I mean, if you want to participate, that's fine. If you don't, that's fine too. The charity live stream is probably going to happen eventually. I'm just going to see when people are free. And other stuff besides that, it's going to be, I got to talk to people. And that's really all it comes down to. So I don't know, 35 minutes of rambling sounds pretty long enough. I don't know about you guys, but seriously, if you've been watching this from the very beginning, thank you. And I honestly feel a lot better. Like I said, I'm not quitting, just a lot of stuff's going to be changing. And it's going to be slow, but eventually by 2019, it's going to go. It's going to take off. It's going to take off hard. So, anyways, that's really it. Thanks for listening, and next video hopefully won't be as depressing as this one. Anyways, thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care.